Before we begin, let's take a breath together. Let your body settle. Let your shoulders soften. Let yourself arrive fully in this moment. Welcome back to Homecoming to Self, the journey. I am your host, Sylvia Morrison. Today, I want to talk about something many women struggle with: learning how to trust themselves again. Not because they're broken, not because they lack wisdom, but because at some point, trusting the inner voice stopped feeling safe. If you've ever questioned your knowing, doubted your intuition, or felt afraid to follow what you sense inside because you couldn't explain it or prove it, I want you to know that you're not alone and there's nothing wrong with you. Many women tell me they don't trust themselves anymore. They say things like, I used to know what felt right, but now I second guess everything. I don't want to make the wrong decisions again. I'm afraid of being alone if I follow my own path. And often, beneath those words, there is a deeper fear: the fear of isolation, rejection, or punishment for going against the grain. What grain? Society's rules. So today, I want to speak gently to that fear. And I want to share a moment from my own life when I ignored my inner voice. Yes, I ignored my inner voice and what it cost me. I'll tell you about that in this story. Early in my adulthood, I was offered a 4-day, 3-night getaway at a beautiful resort. Who wouldn't want that? All I had to do was to attend, find my way there, and listen to a presentation on a topic that genuinely mattered to me. What was the topic? Travel and holiday accommodations. I love those things. The timing was perfect. It aligned exactly with a break from my teaching schedule. The presenters were engaging. I enjoyed the presentation. Everything seemed wonderful. At the end of the presentation, I was invited into a separate room to speak with someone who could answer a specific question that I had asked. And at the moment, as soon as I stood up to follow him into this room, something inside me hesitated. I couldn't explain it. There were no facts to support it. Just a quiet sense, though, that something was off. Still, I went. The conversation we had sounded convincing. There were many logical reasons why this would be a good investment. I was told that this opportunity wouldn't come again and I could change my mind later if I signed the document today. And I could be released from the contract if I changed my mind. So, the entire time, my inner voice was saying, Don't do this. Get up. Walk away. You've probably had that experience before. My body felt heavy, almost limp. As I signed the document, I noticed that there was no excitement, only a quiet dread. I knew something wasn't right. I just couldn't put my finger on it. I couldn't prove it. The cost of that decision wasn't just financial. Emotionally, I felt sad for days. I didn't want to tell anyone what I had done. There was no joy in sharing, only heaviness. Physically, my energy dropped. I felt drained and weighed down. Spiritually, something went quiet. Quiet. The inner voice that had been whispering stopped speaking altogether. There were no prompts from the Spirit, just silence. And while the financial cost left me feeling broke, the deeper cost left me feeling broken. I isolated myself, not because anyone rejected me, because in fact, I told no one. But I isolated myself because I didn't want to answer questions that I couldn't explain. I couldn't give a good reason. Ignoring my intuition didn't just cost me money, it cost me connection with others, and more importantly, with myself. Over time, I began to understand why this happens, not only to me, but to so many other women. Early in my life, early in our lives, as women, many of us learn that if our ideas or insights can't be explained logically, they're questioned, they're dismissed, sometimes even ridiculed. We learn that when we follow societal norms and expectations and things don't work out, people sympathize with us. They help us to get back up. They even find a reason why it happened and how it makes sense. But when we follow our inner knowing and we fall, which is also normal and natural on this journey of life. But when we fall, we fear that we'll be alone. So intuition starts to feel dangerous. Logic feels safer. Consensus feels protective. And slowly, we stop listening. Here's what I want you to hear from me today. Your intuition doesn't arrive with proof. It doesn't speak in bullet points or spreadsheets. The soul speaks through sensations, through hesitation, through contraction or ease. Fear is loud, it is urgent and demanding. Intuition is calm, quiet, steady. The soul doesn't shout. It whispers and it waits. And often the body knows long before the mind catches up. When I realized what had happened, I had a choice. I could stay disconnected, or I could begin repairing trust with myself. So I named the truth that I hadn't listened to my intuition, the truth that I felt disconnected from myself, the truth that I was missing alignment with who I truly am, with my soul. I had been afraid of making an unpopular decision, afraid to stand alone, afraid to walk out of that room, afraid to say no to an idea that sounded convincing, even when my heart said, my intuition said, get up, don't do that, walk away. I spoke the truth. I had been afraid. So I chose reconnection. I sought the support of a mentor. I began to practice meditation again. I began practicing stillness, journaling, spending time in nature, not to fix myself. God knows I was not broken. I was practicing to listen again, to listen to spirit, to listen to my intuition, to be in alignment with my God voice, my soul, my intuition. And slowly, presence returned. The inner voice softened back into awareness. I didn't force the trust. I rebuilt it gently. I came home to myself. And it feels good. I want to offer you a simple invitation this week. Before your next small decision or big decision this week, pause and ask yourself quietly, what feels true here in this moment? Even if I can't explain it, what feels true? You don't have to act on it. You don't have to justify it to anyone. Just notice what your body tells you. That noticing is the beginning of you connecting with trust. If you've stopped trusting yourself, I want you to hear this clearly. Your intuition didn't fail you when you made a decision that wasn't perfect for you. Your intuition didn't fail you. It's been waiting patiently for safety with you. You're not broken. You're not late, and you are not alone. I want you to hear that and allow it to land. You're not broken. You are not late, and you are not alone. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for listening with courage, with patience, and with honesty. This is Homecoming to Self, the journey. In our next episode, we'll explore what it looks like to bring purpose into daily practice, to live what you already know. Until then, be gentle with yourself, stay present, and keep coming home to you. If something you heard stirred your heart, I invite you to join My Sister's Circle, a private Facebook community for midlife women. This is a sacred space in which we slow down, reconnect, and rebuild confidence in community.